Okay, I'm back. Let's see what happens. So here's the objective. Let's try and find out if, yeah, it's still really pixelated and blurry. I don't know what's going on, man. It's like, why is it so bad? It's not that bad on my side, so I'm trying to figure out why it's coming out so bad on the stream side. Wow. Wow, that's like, wow. That's terrible. Why is it doing that? Is there like a way to fix this? Is there like a quality setting I can change here? Let's see, let's go to 1080p. Alright, well, that's definitely better, because that is what I'm streaming at, 1080p. But it's not that terribly clear. So, let's see here. As I continue to try to figure out why things are wonky. Nope. Is that a... Alright, what do we got here? Let's see what we got. Well, it's not crystal clear, and I apologize. I don't know how to change that. So I am still trying to figure that out. I don't see the... I'm hoping I'm not as pixelated as I was. It was showing a lot more pixelation. Hopefully it does the trick. Let me know. Okay, so I'm going to have to go with that for now. I'm hoping it'll work. Somebody will just have to... I can tell that it's kind of fritzing out. I don't know the best way to fix that. I kind of went through all the stream settings. That's what you see here for my stream setup. Yeah, there's a lot of videos and stuff to show you how. Whatever. Everybody's like, let us show us your ads. You don't let us show us our ads. We're not going to let you do this. I don't know. It's going to have to do, man. Let me know if it's unbearable. I don't know why it's fritzing out. It's being a turd. So we're just going to have to continue. So, yeah, I don't know. And I will promise this, though. I will try to pay better attention to my... to my chat. It's on the other side, like I said, so it's throwing me off a bit. So that's probably not helping my my cause any. Got to adjust to my new surroundings here. So bear with me. Okay, like I said, problem number one currently that is delayed, hiccuped, stumbled, blocked, whatever you want to call it, my programming development on this game is, the holidays and swapping back to my original computer, which I tried to do a lot of the installs on the side, so luckily it's not everything. But I wanted to get back and just let you know, I am still here. I am still dedicated to this application. I just have not yet got everything just right. Because there's a lot of stuff that still needs to get installed. So let's go do this. Can you even do this? You know, gotta have the latest and greatest. I'm that kind of guy. All right, so that's not the one I want. Where's the download? Download. So I'm basically pulling you along for the ride. So you're gonna go with me while I try to get my development environment back up and running. I'm hoping I can do some development. It's 3 o'clock though, and I don't know. I may only get a couple hours in. I wanted to do a lot more today, but it's been one of those days as I continue to try to get things working. 1 second I think I have it, and the next I'm proven wrong. So. Interestingly enough, I actually looked into the latest Surface 11. I like the Surface for a lot of reasons. Okay, for one, it's way more portable than almost anything there is. So, for what you get, for the power, for the pure computing power that you get. It's the best portability. And I have the Surface Pro 8, and I looked at the Surface Pro not 11, which is the latest one. I don't know what PowerShell remoting is, but I'm going to take it. I feel like I might want to do that. I don't know why. If I knew what it was, it'd probably make more of a difference. And this is probably not something that's totally required, but I do want it because I like the latest and greatest. Okay, so now I got to get NPM installed, which is the other thing. I had to get Node.js, and then once I got Node.js, I have to. Now that I've got Node.js, I got to do NPM, and I think I just need to run. No, I don't know what the expectations are for. I'm kind of going through all the little tutorials. I've done this so many times in the past. It's I gotta say it's getting frustrating. There's just that's Node.js. I don't want Node.js. I did Node.js. So what's next? Gotta do npm. Oh, Node.js is npm, is used to download. The built-in Node package manager is used to download, install, and manage dependencies of third. Oh, so I did do that. So that is Node. Oh, all right, well, let's just check it out. Let's go npm-v. No, it is not in there. node-v. Wait, what? I just installed it. Did I not? I just installed Node. I just did it. I gotta get rid of this because this is, I don't know what happened there. Let's untag this nonsense. That's supposed to be Visual Studio. I told it to pin it before I actually had opened it, and it just totally went nuts. So, I'm not sure why I did the Node package manager, or let's try this again. Or maybe I have to reopen. Let's try reopening PowerShell. And then we'll see Node. Ah, there it is. npm-v. But that still doesn't work. Let's try to change. I would have thought all this was part of the install, but okay. Yeah. All this stuff looks fine to me. Will be installed. How come it didn't install it? Oh, yes. I've heard chocolate is needed for some of this stuff too. For some of the things you need to install. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why my NPM did not show itself. Oh, I have to run it in administrator. All right, so hopefully you'll have to let me know. Please let me know if my video and my sound are adequate right now, because I've had feedback that as I've converted back to my other PC that the video wasn't working. I mean, I can see it on my browser here, but that doesn't mean it's good for you. So yeah, please check your, I may have changed my resolution, which means certain things might not be showing correctly. So check that. I do have it set to do 1080p, so it's quite possible that that tweaks something for anybody's settings that you have running. I am, that's what happens when you switch from an old computer to a new one. You tend to have higher outputs, higher resolutions, which may or may not be good in the end point. So let me know, please. I'm hoping this fixes my NPM issue. Python, huh? That's all right. I want Python. It doesn't mean I'm going to use Python, but I have been doing some. I did a couple classes in Python, so basic, not actually one class, and it was Intro to Python. Because I wanted to see how it differed from C#, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like Intro to programming, not just Python. Like somebody who had never done any programming in their life, and you're learning it via Python, and that's how that was. And I was like, it had a lot of stuff, and then I was like, I don't need to know what a variable is, or if-then structure, or any kind of decision structure. Let's just get to the syntactical differences between Python and C#, so I can get to knowing what this does. The biggest thing about Python threw me off was that it uses indentation as part of the code. I mean, it actually, I think my camera's falling over just a minute. I can tell it's like leaning, so. Now let's chop my head off. I knew that was going to happen. Gotta have a little higher because I do lean forward sometimes. Not intentionally, but lean forward, my head pops off. So top of my head, just like Silas. Siler? No, Siler, I think, not Silas. So, how's it going? As I sit here waiting for this dumb thing to finish installing. Why does NPM? Let's actually go. Are we there yet? What? Program files, Node.js npm ps1 cannot be loaded. The file, program files, Node.js npm is not digitally signed. You cannot run the script on the current system. What? What? What is that supposed to mean? What are you trying to tell me? What kind of nonsense is this? So obviously I need some kind of weird special setting to fix that. So this is the thing about setting up a system to do development work. It's not, You need to enable script execution by changing the execution policy. You need to take the following steps. Open PowerShell or the terminal as administrator. Well, all right. Can I open another session? Ah, it's the wrong PowerShell. I want the new PowerShell. What the heck, man? Is it the black PowerShell? There it is. Yeah, that's the one I want. Nope. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know which one I'm supposed to be running, but we're going to run this one. All right, so yeah. Execute the following code. Okay. I'm showing you how to override your execution policy. Execution policy. Remote site. Wait, what? Oh, it's dash X. Wait, what? All right, let's just copy this. It has to be connected word. Oh, did it do it? We did it. We're able to run the script. npm-v version 10.9. I don't know if that's the latest version. I assume it is because I got the latest version of Node.js. Why wouldn't it be? So there's other things, but I have to. That is just one. One of them. What the heck, man? There's still stuff running. Authentication, verification, return, blah for path. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Is it done? Failed to update the latest installer feed. A task was canceled. Okay. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I'm not worried about it. Let's go see what my Visual Studio says. All right, so Visual Studio 2022. Let's open that puppy up. I can't now run. I set up. Oh, okay. Is it still running this? What the heck? What's going on, man? Oh, look at all this stuff. Could not update term. Probably because I hadn't had my script thing done, and now it's going to be all wonky McPonky. So I do have plans for. Well, you should see the list. Let's see if I can show you my list. My list of featured plans for this thing. Let's go show you the list while I wait for this to do whatever it's doing. I assume it's doing something. It's not just sitting here because I'm not seeing. I wonder if I should close this. Let's close that and rerun whatever it was I did that got me there. Because now that I've enabled the script repair, see what this does. Turkey butts, man. Yeah, I guess. So I don't know. Supposedly I have something happening on my computer. I have no idea what it is, but I'm kind of stuck at the moment. UPS. Hold on, I'll be right back. Don't want to be letting stuff sitting out on the deck. Okay, I'm back. Burr. Upstairs is so much colder than downstairs. If you saw my last video, I was complaining about how hot I was getting, and now I'm sitting there going, "Oh, it's cold." Alexa, turn the heat back on. Alexa, turn the heat on. All right. Well, did it finish? What the heck? Can I do anything, or do I have to? Oh gosh, tell me I can do stuff again. What has happened to my computer? I tried to run stuff, and now I can't do anything. How do I know? How do I know if it's done? I know. Let's do this. See, I'm bringing you along for the ride. This is not. Yeah, this is not what you signed up for. I know. I want to be doing some programming here. I'm just trying to get myself to that state again. What's running? What does it think is running? I don't even think anything's running. Email. What? The accounts. I think something's just stuck. I don't know what it is, though. I can't kill something if I don't know what it is. Installer? Is this actually doing something? It says it's doing something. It's really slow about it, though. I'm killing it. I don't know what that is, but we're getting rid of it. I have to laugh because you're probably like, "What? You can't be killing stuff, man. That's bad." I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. It'll be fine. It's like, I don't think that's I don't think you want to be doing that, man. Let's just do a repair here. Just in case that's the problem. See, I can't get past my well, I did retry it. I just went ahead and did it. It's like, okay, I guess we don't need to worry about that other install. You did say retry, so it must be okay. All right, we are gonna do some programming. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get there. Just give me a moment to miraculously get this solved, but we will be there in just a moment. I promise. It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna give up until this is functional. So yeah, we're gonna get there. All right, so let's see if I can open up my Visual Studio. I feel like things might have cleared. So let's see. So I got my football simulator. Man, like I said, I'm gonna show you all of the cool new. Whoa, what's going on, man? I'm gonna show you all the features I have lined up for this thing. Watch. Now this is a boat ton of planning involved. It is not. I mean, this is just stuff. At some point, we're going to get there, though. Oops, that's probably not the one I wanted. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, so we do have this running. We still have to get this thing going. I was Manage NuGet packages. Add npm package. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, I still needed to figure out how to get Bash installed. I did it on my other computer, and I did it on this one. A lot of this is just. I mean, eventually you do this stuff enough times and you remember, but. As of the moment, I do not. I don't know, I just like using Bash. Code package Bash makes your life easier. Okay, maybe that's not right. Alright, so let's go open my PowerShell again. I don't know why that other one keeps coming up, because this is the new one. And I keep covering up my chat, so if you say something, please. I'm trying to keep tabs on it. So we have running as an administrator type WSL. The Windows terminal and hit enter. It will begin downloading and installing necessary assets. This could take a few minutes. The subsystem is several hundred megabytes. Several hundred? That's nothing. Once it finishes, your computer will need to be restarted. Oh, what? No. Really? Why would I need to? What? Why? No. Really? So this says I have to restart my computer. This is why I didn't want to. I wanted to stream, but I couldn't stream. It was just driving me bonkers not streaming. I don't know why. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to streaming, chatting with people, coding, doing it live, having that worldly connection to all of you fine folks. However many of you actually stop by and say hi. It's cool to be able to do this stuff, man. Please create a default Unix user. What? What? I don't remember having to do that nonsense. Alright, let's go to tools, external tools, and let's see, configuration. Alright, wait, what? Configuration. Add new. Okay, add. Title, or get bash. Command, semicolon, backslash. Oops, that's not a backslash because my finger's not long enough. Program files, x86, backslash, git, backslash, bin, backslash, sh.exe. args dash login dash I initial directory. Okay. Solution dir. Okay. Arg! So, sure. I don't know what all that is, but we're just going to click through because that's a lot of stuff I don't know anything about. And you're looking at it going, and this guy's going to develop a video game? He doesn't know what all the features in Git Bash are? It's like, man, if you knew what all the features are of all the stuff you install, well, you should just be slapped upside the head, first of all. Get a life. But no, I don't know everything. I don't know enough, but I'm going to know enough. I will know enough the further I get in this whole process. Select an app to open the HTML file. Just once, we'll use Microsoft Edge. Okay, so let's try again. Didn't complain. It was okay with it that time, I think. So if I were to go with my terminal, view terminal, does it let me do bash? No, it did not. I still have to. It didn't work. What is there? Okay. Create / good. Use output window? Why doesn't it have an option on here then? Terminal. Oh, did I miss one? That's probably what I did. I missed one. I know it's Git Bash. Criminy. Enable Git Bash terminal in Visual Studio 2022. It's always something. Nothing just goes easy, man. Boo. Yeah, that's fine. I did do that. Click on the gear icon, go to Tools, Optional Environment, click Add button, configure the bash shell, set the name to something like Git Bash. working. We're almost there, man. Let's see, npm I. Tell me this works. Tell me this works. Tell me this works. Okay, so what this is doing, hopefully, is reestablishing all of my tools, all of my pieces I need to get my sim back to functional on this computer, because I got a lot of stuff that's all, because I downloaded it. I checked in all my changes from the other computer to get download or cloned it onto this computer. But now I got to get it all functional again, and that means reinstalling all the crap on this computer that this needs to run. Hopefully this is going to do it, and then I can run it, and then I can get back to coding, which is the ultimate goal of what I'm doing right now. Let's see, 136 packages are looking for funding, but we added 366, so the other ones aren't. That's nice. All right, let's see if anything works now. Let's see just how much this blows up. There's a good chance that some of it might not work still, so I'm still kind of stumbling through the dark here. But maybe, just maybe, it'll do what it's supposed to. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that. What is enter Unix name? What the heck? What? I don't know. Okay. It says build. Build started, but is it doing anything? maybe we're not there yet. I don't know where we're at just yet. I probably have other things I need to do. Let's hit npm build. I don't think that's actually doing anything. It just says build started, and what? It stopped? Is it done? Is it ended? What's going on? Is there any sign that anything's happening on my computer at all? Do you see like a little icon blipping around? It just says ready. Okay. I'm not seeing anything going on. Alright, well, let's blow this up. Build must be stopped before solution can be closed. How do I stop a build? Can you stop a build? Why is this taking so long? Oh, it is doing something. There is a little blip down here saying it's doing something. That is a long, I mean, usually there's like some kind of output here or something saying, hey, something's going on, but there is this. I don't know what it's doing, but it shouldn't be taking this long. Huh. I moved an icon up here and it vanished. Where'd it go? Jumped into the middle of my desk. Why did it do that? That was weird. Okay. It's like, nah, we'll go to the middle. What is going on, man? What did this say? One total notification. Version 17.12.3 is now available. Good grief! I just installed this, and I thought I got the latest right when I did it. Like literally, like yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. Probably the day before, because yesterday was stove install day, stove fix day, which, by the way, only half happened. Only one of those two things happened. Hey. Geek slider. Yes, but no, kinda. I am developing a game, so that makes me a game developer. But to say I'm a game developer in terms of I am skilled and expert at it would be a fallacy. Um, I am. I am. I'm a programmer that has never developed a game before, but has decided that I am going to develop a good football game because in the 14 years of good phones, I mean, the phone's been around a lot longer than that, but I mean, good ones capable of actually running stuff. Nobody's come up with a decent mobile football game yet. And I'm like, frick. And I'm not talking about graphical, because if I talked graphical like Madden level, I'd be talking about it's going to be 10 years before that gets done. I'm talking about like just a good football, American football game manager. One where you have simulations and coaches and players all built off of real NFL stats that are mimic true to life game simulations, along with players with skills that can progress and change over a career, with leagues and competitive and casual and head to head and all the stuff you want in a football game, less the Madden-esque thumb fighting stuff. I think I can get that done, but I have a lot of stuff going on. I've built a sim already. The sim exists. I'll show it to you if you want to see it. In fact, that's what I'm trying to load right now, because I'm trying to get my computer up and running again. I don't know. Okay, we'll see what that is. Because I switched back to my Surface Pro now that I got it back from Microsoft after a repair where they simply replaced the device, and now I have to install everything again and get it all working again. But hey, it looks like I got it up. Okay, so this is we'll say the earliest rendition of my game. The earliest rendition. It is very basic. All the functionality and features that I plan to add at some point in the near future are yet to be developed. And it does look like some of the stuff I set up didn't actually get checked in, which is dope. But I can get that because I have it. I have oh man, I don't even know if this is totally missing stuff. This is missing a lot of stuff. Luckily, I still have my other computer running, so I'll have to go check to see why I don't have the stuff that's there. Now let's see, main screen, oh, you know what? I haven't turned on my remote desktop. I'm going to turn on the remote desktop. I wanted to show this. But anyway, the simple answer is yes and no. No, I'm not a game developer. Not yet. I mean, as long as I'm developing this, the answer is yes. But my skills, if you're coming here to ask me something, that's why I say no. If you're coming here to go, how do you do this? I'll be like, if you're talking about like, I'm just trying to decide right now, my next step beyond creating the back end for this game is to decide what my game engine is going to be. And whether or not I'm going to use a game engine or just develop in like React or some other basic line of code, C#. And I'm thinking I want to use the Unity game engine. And I'm trying to decide why. Because it's optimized for gaming, yes, but I'm trying to determine. I like the idea of the Unity game engine because it's going to allow me some visual effects that hopefully I can implement into my game, but I don't know those things. So that's going to be the graphics part of this is going to be an ongoing learning curve for me, at least until I get comfortable with it. But the back end development, the logic, the interaction of player data and coaching profiles and the simulation itself, I can tell you right now that this is wrong because it's got like the wrong image, and I'm willing to bet money this is going to be totally wrong. Oh my gosh, what version is this? This is like cybersecurity, huh? You guys. No. This is like version, geez, Wow, that's a throwback to my memory. This is... I had this working in like the first 2 or 3 days. Now, I'm 3 weeks in, and I'm so far beyond this right now. It's so much cooler than this. And this wasn't even using plays. Well, I guess it does have some plays on it. I was trying to render stuff, and it wasn't working very well. But, yeah, wow. Jeez, so much cooler now. Cybersecurity. Yeah, I've been a C# developer now for 20 plus years. Well, C#, actually, you know what? A good chunk of the last 14 years has been SQL Server developer. And I mean developer. Like, I created an entire application written almost entirely in SQL Server. But then it had a web UI that was written in ASP.NET using C# as the back end. But that was all like .NET Framework C#. So that's the problem. Once I got let go from my current job, who decided they were going to take forever to actually bring their tech up to date, when I left, all my tech knowledge was outdated, except SQL Server, which you can pretty much do anywhere because it hasn't changed that much. But now I'm out there looking for work, and I didn't have React. I didn't have C#, MVC, and Blazor, and all that stuff. I didn't have Angular. I didn't have Node.js. I didn't have any of that. So the last 6 months, I've been coding and all that stuff. And now I'm writing this application right now. All the UI is written in React. And so that's been a learning curve because there's the asynchronous logic behind a lot of this stuff is pretty interesting. So I have got to figure out why I got the wrong version, or why I got such an outdated version of my my stuff from Git, because I checked in all my stuff from Git, and that is definitely not what it's supposed to look like. So, okay, I have to switch my monitor, so hold on just a minute. You're not going to be able to see this because it won't feed this monitor over. I would love to find, to be honest, I would love to find a job that lets me do something interesting, like reverse engineering would probably be an interesting aspect. Game security, anti-cheat would be interesting to learn for sure. I think I love the concept of preventing people from cheating. GPS game cheating is the worst, right? Because they have ways of, they use these spoofs on the GPS tool on the phone, and people can sit at home and navigate like a fake joystick, like they're walking around in the game. And I hated that as a player. To know people are doing that just irritated me to no end. I would love to stop that nonsense. PUBG anti-cheat. What is PUBG? Oh, is that like a game system that stops cheating or works against cheating? I don't know what PUBG is. Huh. For example, EA Games have their own game security team. I feel some of your... Yeah, I guess I can see it, because people hack games, right? That's kind of the thing. They hack them, and they get in there, and they try to tweak the code. Oh, what does PUBG stand for? Maybe that's the problem. I don't know what it stands for. Because I don't think I've heard of... That's probably an abbreviation, right? I'm guessing it's an abbreviation. And it's probably a game I personally haven't played, but once you say it, I'll be like, oh, right. Because I'm aware of most games, most famous games, but I don't play them all because I tend to play games that are less popular. I mean, I don't want to say less popular. I play some popular games, but I just like they're the second tier games. You know, they're maybe not first tier. On a tier system of 10, the top tiers, I play the 2 and 3 level gear tiers, sometimes even 4, but my brain is trying to solve the acronym or the abbreviation. All right, so I gotta swap my monitor real quick here because I have to figure out what the heck is the deal with why I have the wrong version of my game here. I downloaded it from GitHub. That should be the latest version, but obviously it is not. Oh, you know what? This might be the wrong branch. Oh, this is the master branch. Oh, hold on. Aha! Let's download this branch. Bring the changes. Uncommitted changes on check out. Alright, discard changes. I shouldn't have any changes on here. Oh. That's it. I had the wrong branch. That was... What does it think I changed? Oh, probably thinks I changed that. No, I think we should be fine. Let's just do this. Yeah, that's fine. Aha! Aha! Did I say aha? Because aha! That's more what I wanted to see. That's the stuff. Good. I didn't have to switch. Now, hopefully, all that stuff that I need for this is still installed because it's simply the different version. No! See? You're making me sound like I don't have any idea. I've never heard of PUBG, but I probably have. I'm going to look it up. What is PUBG? Oh, Battlegrounds. Oh. What? Okay. What? I know that stands for something. Player versus player shooting. PUBG is a player. I know that stands for something, though. It's not called... Nobody would come up with a game called PUBG. It's got to stand for something. I know, I've recognized the images and what it is. Yeah, okay, I know what it is. But that isn't what it was. It's not really what it's called, is it? I mean, like, is it really called PUBG? I feel like that's got to be an abbreviation for something. Huh, no, maybe not. Okay. What does PUBG stand for? Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Okay. Okay, now I know. Yeah. Now my brain can rest at ease, knowing what that is. Okay, so yeah, I've seen the videos and the pictures, and I've never played this game. It's not my style of game. I tend to play games that are a little bit more, well, player versus environment for one thing. I also play I like tactical games, turn-based games, strategy stuff, and I play some card games, and I like RPGs, but yeah, that's just player versus player stuff has never been big for me. I mean, besides like a sports or like card games, but like go out and try to kill everybody else. It's never been first-person shooter type stuff. Never really been my thing. It's mostly because I don't think I've ever really tried one. It's just because it never appealed to me enough. I mean, who knows? I could probably one day install it and go, ooh. Plus, I don't know that my computer could handle it. Now, my video card can handle it fine. I've got a 3080 Ti, but it's an external graphics card, and I'm not sure that my Surface Pro's CPU could handle a first-person shooter. I don't know how much load goes onto the CPU away from the graphics card. But that said, I've just never really tried it. So... but yeah, that's interesting. when you say this, when you mean by this is reverse engineer tool. Oh, PUBG anti-cheat. Oh, okay, so that must be the tool you're talking about. Yeah, people build overlays and tools over the top of it, and it creates unbalance. So yeah, I get it. There's a lot of people doing that stuff. And I've seen like streamers talking about like, hey, use this or use that. And I'm like, is that okay? Is that allowed? Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't the intent when they wrote the game. But, and some of them are like, yeah, I just hope nobody ever catches me, or nobody's ever caught me yet. And I always have to use different user IDs. And I'm like, oh, God. You know, so I don't get caught. But sometimes people get caught and they ban a bunch of people once they figure out how to catch them. But, all right, let's see if I can load this puppy up. What happens here? Let's see. I may have to run my git bash install again. Let's see. Oh, this build. Oh, nope. Cannot find auto prefixer. Yeah, let's try npm I again. Let's see if this will reconfigure my system. Oh, no, what's missing? Oh, yeah, because I installed some stuff that required me to do some weird stuff. Okay. All right, let's try this. npm I, let's see, dash, legacy, pure, dash, so I use the latest version of NPM, React, all of my stuff is the latest version. Problem is, some of the tools I have aren't officially designed to work with those, with the latest version. So I have to do this forced dependency thing. Boy, it's been a learning thing just to get things set up. All right. So, and some of those are installed for this newer thing. Okay, so let's see if I can get this to run now. And then I can show you what my game actually looks like at this point. Now that you've seen the early, that was like, yeah, first week stuff. This is week 3. Once this is done, I'll show you. Week 3? Actually, I'm on day, I should probably, well, since I'm not actually coding today, well, not yet. I've been labeling my days I've spent on this so far. And this would be day, I think, 19 or 20. See, this is updated. Latest news. Proof of concept prototype complete. Now the real fun begins. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, I even got some icons and stuff on here. My football's a little cleaner. And I have some icons I want to replace this. I'm actually going to turn this into a very small icon header because that looks better for games. And this is the actual game. Now, again, it's not finished, but it looks a lot better than that other thing I had. And I kind of put in a little bit of flexibility on the page. I can shrink it and make it bigger, so I can do more with it. And meanwhile, the game is simulating in the background. It's based on the plays that are going on, what's happening with everybody's stuff. Assuming it's got all my latest updates in it, everything should be outputting as expected. It is, so that's nice. everything's doing its job. Interesting though, I'm pretty sure I saw the text that said touchdown, and yet I don't see anybody's score update. Thought it said touchdown, or maybe it was interception or some other thing. Because I'm not seeing any scores. It's interesting. Oh wow. I'm pretty sure it just says on here points scored, points scored, points scored. Nope, just zeros. Zeros all the way up and down. Lots of varying amount of yards, but no score yet. I'm just looking at my my text. See if I actually thought I saw the word touchdown, but it was happening so fast. I usually try to set this at like 5 seconds, and then I just let it run. Mostly because I'm just doing other things, and I like to have it in the background. So, engineers dedicated to anti-cheating. That's the sad thing, right? Because you would hope it wouldn't be so prevalent. But I tell you, man, anything to get an edge, people are out there doing it. It's look at this score, man. For second quarter, it's only 3-0. I actually like watching this. It's kind of fun just to watch it go through its iterations and popping out plays, and then at the end, oh yeah, safety. Okay, so this is one of my problems on my simulation. As is, I have my it's randomized. I just put stats in there, and I the way I set it up is producing too many negative results. That's why the scores are kind of weird and get a lot of weird safeties. I plan to implement some unit testing that I got to figure out how to get Jest working. I put it in before, and it broke all my code. And I was like, oh, what the heck, So I had to take it out to let everything start working again. So now I'm a little nervous about trying to get Jest working on my app. But that's okay. This is the prototype. And I need to get the API and the backend set up. So that's kind of my next steps anyway. I'll probably do small UI changes along the way. But ultimately, I got to start plugging in the backend UI. So what that means is I'm actually going to have multiple things going on. Because my backend is not going to be written in React or anything, Next.js or anything like that. I'm going to use C# for my API. Now, I don't know if this is the best route for game programming. I've been doing a lot of research on how these games are written. I'm talking about ones that actually have head-to-head connections, and if you have head-to-head, I imagine you have to have a back-end server handling all the interactions, right? You've got data going back and forth, and that data's got to be saved, because when a game crashes, people reload the game and it feeds them back to the current state of the game, and obviously pauses the game while you're waiting. It does something when you get dumped. So, like this game right here, if I were to change the page or lose my connection, it would reset. It would just start over. That's not going to be okay. Because that's because I'm just calling the play and having the play giving me data, and it's the same app. What it should be doing is calling the API, which would generate the play, which would be stored. And if something blows up, it just reconnects, calls back that same play, and starts running again. So that'll be, part of it. So yeah, I've got a number of things kind of in the works for how this is working, and I got to start working on those things. I have been unemployed now for going on 8 months. I think about the first, it's been 8 months, starting at the beginning of December. No, it's April. April, May, June, July, August, September. We got January, February, March, 3. 9 months. Holy cow. 9 months? Okay, 8 months. Never mind. December counts. Oh, yeah, well, you got to have validation in place. Right now, this is just it's on my local system. I haven't even deployed it yet. And there has to be some way to figure out how that's going to interact and how the endpoints are going to capture data. Because really all I'm doing is setting it up to call API endpoints. And those endpoints, with the validation that they have, along with the security token that I will be passing with it. Because see, that's basically how I'll be doing it. When people are developing or working on or playing their game, it'll pass back requests, sending back an encoded security token along with the request, and then that security token is validated to be, is this a valid token? If not, it's going to ignore the request. So, and since it's encoded, it's got to be decoded by the API when it gets there. So it'll get decoded, run the response, send back an encoded request back to the game, and the game will look at the encoded request, say, is this the valid token? And it'll say, yeah, it's valid token, and then it'll process whatever was sent back, making it pretty difficult for someone to jump in there and try to get requests and feed the game themselves, because they don't have the encoded token. They don't even know what the token is. So, yeah, it's kind of preventing that already. Once I get the authentication plugged in. Now, I already have developed I did this a few months ago. I created an authentication API that works on my system. I eventually want to integrate the Google and Facebook interfaces, because everybody has those, that also create login tokens, and then people can log in and pass that token around. I'm not sure how that works for mobile games. I'm sure it's similar. I mean, you're still using that same kind of thing, but I think ultimately you log in with one of those, and somehow they keep your login live, right? Because every time you log in on a phone, you just start playing. It doesn't ask you for your login every time you log in, so it must be tracking you to the same security token. Maybe you have a security token that's assigned to your player, but ultimately, I don't know how they do stuff like put an interface over the top of your game and try to. For example, there's a lot of card-based games out there, right? Like Marvel Snap and Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra, and there's obviously the new Pokemon game and others that all kind of have a game interface that also has, it's all, the game itself is like a card-based game, and you've got to. You're playing against other people, so somehow they got to prevent people from getting in there and tweaking. I mean, I don't even know what you'd be tweaking in that game, but like this, I can see, because you're trying to get advantage on being able to see the other players, and you're trying to shoot them from stupid distances. The weapon maybe not allowed. I mean, there's a lot of ways to cheat in that. A lot of things that can allow you to cheat in that kind of game. This kind of game, I don't know if it's going to have that, because you're not that in the game. You're not a physical entity in the game trying to get an advantage over another physical entity. So my game probably isn't going to have a lot of windows for cheating. Of course, people could surprise me, figure something out, and start passing it, I don't know. I don't know. I could conceive of things, but I wouldn't have any idea how it would happen. Like maybe execute a play without calling one, or maybe skip through the timer, or do something. I mean, I can think of things that would be cheating. I can't think of how it would happen, because I haven't even created the game yet. So, I mean, not yet. A lot of it's still in progress. Well, there wasn't any score in the first quarter, but things have gotten interesting. It's 21-17 now. Now you'll notice my football doesn't move accurately. I mean, it moves pretty close, but it's like my yardage is not quite right on this. So sometimes the ball goes a little off the field. It's only supposed to go to right about here to score. But I'm going to graphically make this be a lot more cooler, and I'm going to hopefully put some players on the field. They're not going to move like a Madden game, but they'll be there to kind of create a sense of interaction game going. And And hopefully I can put things like their player number on these guys. It's going to be hard because they're going to be side to side. Maybe if I could change the angles, maybe, or something. But I have to figure out how that would work, because then you're getting into some complex graphics, and I do not know graphics. And I am not only do I not know graphics, I am not an artist. A lot of game developers I've noticed are artists. That's their thing. They know how to make things look pretty, and that's going to be tough for me. I can make things functional. That is my skill. I know how to get underneath there and provide features and skills and functionality that people want to see in the game, but they might want to see it way prettier than I can make it. I mean, I can make it better than this, and in time I will, but it's not going to be Marvel Snap level. I want my game to be Marvel Snap level. Cool graphics, maybe not quite that cool, but still, something that's appealing to the eye when it plays. And Madden EA level I can't do, because that kind of motion capability of players is like multi-million-dollar development studio level stuff. Plus, they've got many, many, many years of trying to get it right, and look, they still people hate their game. So, but they're doing a lot. Like, was it Maximum Football? Maximum Football. I saw a like early video of the people who created it, and everything he said for features and what things he wanted to make of the game were all about the graphics. We're going to make the graphics do this and the graphics do that and all this. I'm like, okay, but what are you going to do with the game? What is the underlying game going to do? Are you going to be able to have leagues, drafts? Are you going to be able to redraft players? Are they going to have career mode where your players can, improve and regress? Are you going to have players that can, win awards and maybe have their how are you implementing the free-to-play? So many games implement the pay portion of free-to-play in a way that it makes the game not fun, because you're either blocked or the things they're giving you for the money are like pay to win, where it means you make your teams are better because you're paying them money. They upgrade your game, which is just terrible game design. It's like you're just going to lose all your free people. You're going to lose all your low-paying people, and then your people who were willing to dish out the money are going to leave because there's no one to play against. Because I got to tell you, yes and yes. I am doing this because I'm unemployed and I need something to do and to build my skills that maybe I'll stop being unemployed. But also because I have a dream that maybe somehow, some way I can do this full time. Because I would love to just develop a game and head down, code full time, 6 to a bajillion hours a day, depending on how enthralled I get. Some days I'm like, some days I'll stream for 3 hours, but then I work for 6 hours on my own. And that's just in 3 weeks. And yeah, you can get burned out. And I stop a lot, at night to spend time with my wife and just kind of clear my headspace. And she goes to bed, and I come downstairs. All right, 30 minutes. 3 hours later, I'm ready. Oh, okay, I got to go to bed. So that's where I'm at. I mean, if I could go full head on into this, that would be my dream. So I've actually considered. In fact, I've been waffling, flip-flopping, going back and forth on doing Indiegogo / Kickstarter things and seeing if people want to go on this journey with me and help me make this happen. But I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to make enough money on a campaign to actually support the process. It might help keep me going for a little while, but because I have some money, and if it slows the bleed of that money in the bank account, I can make it a little longer. But I still have to continue looking for a real job, right? So, if it's all the dream, if the Lord says, hey man, this is what I want you to do, then bam, the money will be there. Some way, somehow, something will make it happen. And I watched some videos though today, and they discouraged me. I was watching YouTube videos of people in their released games and how they flopped. I watched one guy how his went nuts, but I looked at the game and I'm like, well, no kidding, your game is great, man. But other people released games that I thought were kind of and I'm like, why would I want to play that? Maybe that's why they flopped. But I don't know. I just see a lot of failures out there. And I'm starting to think, you can't expect to be the guy who made the million when the majority are the folks that made the nothing. The next to nothing. And they put years of effort into it. And, unless you can afford to retire, quit early in your life and just dedicate to programming, you're more likely to be on that path. And this game's going to take, all of these guys, 2 to 7 years, all of them, fail or success is how long it took to develop their games. Now, the guy who had a really good game spent like 7 years developing it. The others were around 2 years. And I'm like, well, that's where I'm at. This game's, I'm thinking 12 to 18 months to get it nice and functional. To get it nice and beautiful, probably another 12 to 18 months just to get all the graphical UI parts in place. I need to get the 12, I may even need to find some graphical assistants. Somebody who wants to be part of this journey and help me do the graphics. Because that's the only way I think it's going to happen. But I'm going to keep plugging away until I either end up living on the street or get a job. Or the Lord drops a bag of money on my porch and says, here, use this. Keep going, man. Thank you. But until that day, all I can do is move ahead and be, have faith that something's going to happen for some reason. And this is my dream, but maybe it's not meant to be. We will see, but I'm not going to give up otherwise. I still don't understand. If nothing else, I'm building up some skills. But my game development experience this is it right now. So to call me a game developer, but might be a little premature. But once I actually get some cool features and stuff in there, maybe. But again, it's back end stuff. I still don't even know how I'm going to plug my back end UI APIs into the front end graphical parts. I know that they're going to have to call, but basically what's going to happen is I'm going to build this back end API that does everything I need it to do. And then I'm going to build a front end UI that takes that information that it's getting, connecting and back and forth with the server, and then tries to turn it into a graphical output, like you see here, but hopefully even better. I've got, man, you should see the list of features I am working on, man. It is long. And, let's see, what is it? Here's my programming. Oh man, ChatGPT, Claude, and Blackbox AI have been my buddies in arms, man. They helped me so much. No, I refer to them as my AI friends. In fact, I have my workspace here, and I got ChatGPT, I got Blackbox AI, and Claude all on here. I am only using them in the free form because unemployed, but ChatGPT has been my primary because you can use it pretty much unlimited, even though it'll downgrade if you ask it too many questions for a couple of hours. Claude only gives you a handful of requests, so you got to kind of watch it. Blackbox hasn't really shown I don't think I've hit a limit on Blackbox, but it uses the other tools and just kind of reformats them. So, it's not always. All of them have given me key answers at some point or another, so I do try them all if something's not happening. Boy, I struggled with getting this to do this. What are you seeing? Moving up and down and scoring correctly and showing these plays on an interactive basis where it's updating after every play. Oh my gosh, React was React's got a lot of asynchronous issues, and getting it to fire each part and show, oh my gosh, I probably spent at least a week or week and a half getting that to work correctly. Finally, in the last few days, I got it solved, but this is my logs of it all happening. But it used to be that it was repeating plays, and only every so many of them would work, and it wouldn't like take the updates, and it was just doing weird stuff, and it was all because of the asynchronous functionality of use effects. And I'm like, I gotta be careful too on how much time I spend developing a UI on the web here, because ultimately it's not going to be where the UI is. The majority of the functionality and UI code is going to be in a mobile app, which is going to be, way more robust, hopefully less problematic, because it's not trying to do this through a web interface. But I don't want to spend too much time here, because it could result in me wasting time. I don't want to have a ton of wasted time. I do want this to exist, because this is going to be my chat stream functionality in the app. I have plans for that too. I'm going to do some cool stuff with that. One of the plans I have, in fact, it may be the first functionality that exists, is to allow for like chat. If I'm running this on my, if say I'm running this while I'm doing a game or review or whatever, just because it's something fun to have in the corner, if I'm painting my miniatures or whatever, somebody can go in the chat and say run or play. The chat commands are going to be play bomb, player running back. And what it's going to do is take the user ID of the chat, or the person who entered the command, put them in at running back, and then for the next, and then it'll take that information and when the coaching component calls the play, it'll be looking for those commands, and then those commands come in and go, oh, bomb, and change the substitute the player. So it'll actually say something like, Joe Chatter throws a bomb, incomplete pass, or he's sacked, or whatever, just whatever the play says is going to happen. It'll happen to that person on the game if they enter it into the chat window. So it's going to be kind of cool to have that interactivity where they can put certain commands in there and affect what's happening in that game. So that's why I want to make it as small and compact as possible, so that I can have it like in the corner of the game or on the bottom of the window, and have it functioning when I'm doing other things. So you're getting the whole kit and caboodle of information, man. All right, so look, this is where is my? Okay, so this is my project. I'm going to show you the current list. The current list, which is ever growing, of features that I plan for this thing. These are the epics that are including a lot of these features, but obviously I got to do the database. I'm going to have the authentication, got the game simulation, the player skills are going to be involved. Real life NFL player skills are going to be on there. I got to do the web UI parts, player management, streamer chat functions. I got to be able to count details. We will have XP for all the players, and what that coach and players, which is going to allow them to earn things like upgrades or special, not statistical upgrades or skill upgrades, but rather visual upgrades. That's the plan. That's why I got to get a lot of functionality going, or a lot of graphical help. But things that you can do that are going to just kind of make your guys stand out amongst others. But some of this stuff is what do you call it? The free to play parts, because I'm not going to have this game have any debate or any ability to be manipulated by the money you pay. There will be zero pay to win element, and I hate that. That's not the way games should be made. All right, stream chat API endpoints. That's just the second part of the chat stuff. I'm going to have play types, lots of players. The plays are going to matter too. When you pick a play, that's going to decide a lot of how the game functions, because it's going to decide the direction of the ball, where on the field the ball is thrown, if it's thrown and not sacked. There'll be blocking and offsides penalties and snaps that can happen. Lots of stuff. And it's not just random. Like I think EA even has randomization of offsides. It's probably just a low percentage, but it can happen. Mine is actually going to be smarter than that. You could actually call a play count. There's actually a play count system, or a snap count system, that works against the AI of the defense, and the defense will actually, try to guess your snap count. So if you call certain kinds of snap counts, you're going to have a better chance of not having a delay of game, or maybe get a better chance of getting a defensive player to jump off. But if the defense guesses your snap count correctly, they actually have a better chance of successfully blitzing you, or getting guys in the backfield and sacking or tackle or stuffing the running back. So there is actually a snap logic in there that's going to make a big difference. They get advantages against the blocks. They'll be able to penetrate better if they guess your snap count correctly. So there's a lot of logic in there as well. A lot of this I've already developed. The game functionality exists on a board game. So all I'm doing is taking the logic already built, all the logic and formulas for the game, and translating them into digital format so that the game can function off of that board game that I designed. And that's a whole nother thing. Is my camera going dark? It is. As the day gets later, I have to swap my settings on my camera. So let me fix this. This is just my camera. It's just not good about... it doesn't adjust well to the changes in lighting. I have not used GitHub Copilot, but I've used ChatGPT and other tools. GitHub Copilot costs money. So, again, no money. So, well, not no money, just no discretionary funds for that kind of thing. I'm not real close to living on the street. I just don't want to... Some of the resources I have are not money I want to be spending if I don't have to. So that's the problem. I mean, ultimately, let's just say if I worked on this full time and it takes me, let's say 2 years to get it ready for release, maybe in version release. It's 2 years, kind of generous. We're talking about $150,000 of my time. And that's cheap. That's not really even minimum wage. Okay, it's a little bit of a minimum. Minimum wage is, it's about 30. Okay, it's about double minimum wage. So maybe I'm being a little grace, but it's about double minimum wage. But because I already have a home and a family, I'm supposed to be at a point where I'm making more than minimum wage, because we would not be able to survive a minimum wage. So it's just a matter of getting up to a salary point where I can continue to function. And that's a lot to ask for. A game that hasn't been released producing $150,000, short of an investor's like, hey, I'm all in on this, man, go get them. Short of that happening, I don't see me raising that kind of money for a game, especially one that's not out. Somebody would just have to have serious faith in me. Oh, never going to lose faith, man. Never going to lose faith. God has provided for me so much in my life. I have no doubt He's got something planned. I don't know what it is. And I don't necessarily pray specifically for a job, but just for a solution to my situation, a financial solution of some kind. Maybe, like I said, maybe that a magical investor will appear. Maybe I do run some funding campaigns, and I do get some money to help give me more time to make more progress, to build following, and maybe get more people on board who want to be part of it. My goal is to provide if I do run a funding campaign, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody who funds the campaign access to what I'm doing. No, well, not the code, but they're going to have their own account and they can start playing with everything as it comes online. Now, yeah, granted, they're going to have they're going to experience times with bugs and sometimes with less bugs, and it's just going to be like we're not talking alpha, we're talking pre-alpha, but they're going to see each level of alpha get eliminated and functionality start to come into play, and they're going to get a feedback, and they're going to have a lot of input into how the game develops, as well as getting the privilege of being my playtesters. And so maybe that'll motivate people to throw in a few bucks on the campaigns when I launch them. Like I said, I've gone back and forth on whether or not I should even do a campaign, because I'm one of those people who's like a lot of people, who just feels weird asking for money to do something that I can't substantively prove that I can do. I may know in my head I can do this and that I will get it done, but how do you feel comfortable enough telling people, please give me money because trust me, you're going to get a product? They're like, yeah, sure you are. I've heard that before. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know, God will provide. So I don't know the answer. I don't know how he'll do it, but I'll just keep plugging away until that happens, one way or the other. Anyway, so if worse comes to worse, and God just says, look, don't worry about it. You're going to burn through a good chunk. It won't burn everything, but a good chunk of your retirement stuff. Yes, you'll take penalties. That's your investment. But when this goes, you'll be fine. Who knows? I don't know what he's going to think. I'm going to keep looking for work, though. I've submitted well over 200 and something resumes in the last 8 months, and applied for I don't know how many gajillions of positions. Some of them multiple in the same company. Some of them I've tried to do word of mouth connections, the whole bit, and so far, barely a nibble. I had a guy from Meta who's going to be calling me this week, said he wanted to talk. I haven't heard from him yet. I guess I should reach out to him. Say, hey, how's it going, man? You want to talk? But he said he'd reach out to me this week, and I've been letting him. It's been crazy these 2 weeks, holidays and everything. Plus, anybody trying to hire in December is going to be really lax about it. I've been with enough companies to know people don't get hired in December. It's just too much going on. All the people who need to do the interviews are barely even around. They might make contacts and start setting things up, but ultimately, and plus if it's somebody like Meta or Microsoft or Google or any of those guys, they have a multi-month process to hiring. You have to go through 5 to 7 interviews, and the team you're on is not even fully decided. They're just going through the rigmarole, and you could get dumped at any one of those interview processes. And getting down to that final thing and then still getting hired, it's not easy, man. It's not easy at all. But I've actually been on a few of those interviews, and I've been getting cut off in the first few rounds. I don't even get to the middle rounds. But yeah, just got to keep positive. I will, because like I said, the Lord's always been there for me, so I'm not worried about it. It's gonna happen. Anyway, so let's do something. I've been wanting to get my my date. What was the final score anyway? Ah, dang it! Oh, what did I do? Did I stop my code? Is it not running anymore? How to stop on third quarter? Well, that's a problem. How to stop on third quarter? Oh, see, there's a bug. Or did I do something that showed it? It got to third quarter and just stopped. The end of third quarter, 21:17. That's not a thing. How did that happen? It says game over. Game over should not happen unless we're in the fourth quarter. What happened? That's don't. Bugs, gotta love bugs. All right, I what time is it? It's 4:35. I want to do something new. I got to get some coding done. So it's time for me to start working on my back end. Let's go do this. I have to do. Let's see. What's the easiest way to do this? I might have to. I want to do a database build via an API. So let's see if I can add a project to this. Add. Oh, yeah. I might not be able to add a project. I want to add a project of a different language, but it might not let me. Open. Oh, let's stop. It's not going to let me do anything with that running. All right, let's try this again. Add existing project. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I guess I have to first clone. I have to first clone my. Let's see, Git. And we will go over to View, Manage Branches, and oops, nope. Oh, a clone repository. That's what I want. All right, and then we're gonna go back up to GitHub and AMG authorize. So right now, AMG authorize is my authentication API that I wrote a few months ago, and it's very, very rudimentary. It doesn't even have a create account or a. It's got validate and login. That's all it's got, pretty much. Validate the token, login, and that's all I need right now. But I'm going to add some more stuff. I do want to eventually have. You can create an account and change your account ID and all that stuff. Because what's going to happen is if I do start doing a funding type campaign, I want to be able to give people access. So right now I can do that. I just add them to the database, and the database will allow them to log in because I'll give everybody their password or whatever, and then they can just utilize it however. Everybody's password will be different. I'll randomize it, send it to them, say, hey, this is your password and your login, and go log in, and you can watch things develop. Eventually I'll be able to change that stuff, but that's all functionality that's not there yet. You can still see I have this random thing that still exists on my app, but this is part of the original API template, which I don't even know if it shows up on the solution, but it's still in the code. I gotta get rid of that. But I did finally get my API to do what I wanted to, so I guess I can have multiple apps. Oh, no, maybe I can't. Oh, did I not open it? Oh, wait a minute. Weird. Okay, so if I were to open up maybe I can't do this. I was hoping I could, but maybe not. I was hoping I could have multiple projects open here, but it's kind of looking like maybe I cannot. That's not what I wanted anyway. Shoot. Alright, let's do this. I did not pay attention to where that was going. That's part of the reason why it probably won't let me do this. That did not go where it was supposed to. Let's try this again. So, if you're still there, you said you were a what is it? Game security, EA game. Wait, what is it you said? Oh, you're a cybersecurity grad student. Do you have a job? Did you get a job doing that, or in your cybersecurity field? Now, cybersecurity isn't just about games, but I would love to get a job in the game industry. But it's so hard. It's such a hard industry to get into. At least I think it is. Honestly, I excel best at design and function. I think I already said that. Than I do at design or graphical design. Functional design I'm great at. I love doing that stuff. I think I did a pretty good job when I created the Mage Cage too. Don't have the icon up here right now, but all right, let's see here. Can I do both? All right, so if I clone that, that's fine. Now I need to go here. Recent projects and files. Okay, so that's good. I don't know why it's under there, but now we're going to try to add, open an existing project. Let's see if this will open up here. Nope, I guess you cannot. I was hoping I could run these, open them both together. So it basically means I have to open two different manage NuCap packages. Solution contains packages and vulnerabilities. Why do I even have... I don't know. Is there even a way to fix that? I don't even know how to fix that. If it's got vulnerabilities, it's probably because... Well, first let's update. That might fix some of this stuff. So this stuff is written in this stuff is all written in C#, and wait, is it done? Okay, is it doing this? What's going on? It's apparently not going to just install all of them. It's going to prompt me for all of these. I thought I should look to see if it's even making a change. So, twit bearer, I accept. Let's make sure it's actually. Package restore failed. Rolling back package changes for MG authorized. What? See, it's always something. Latest stable install. Let's do one. It's gonna let me do one. It's not compatible with .NET 8.0. Package Microsoft. Do I need to update something? I might need to update. I may need to run an update here. All right, so now my Visual Studio installer is going. How do I have Visual Studio 2019 on here? This is like a brand new computer. Why would it even do that? Oh, God. Ah, boo. Boo. That's all I gotta say. That's, dang nabbit. Ah, it's always something. It's always something that needs to be installed. Always some. Hey, Christiana. I'm doing fine. How are you doing? I'd be doing better if I didn't have to keep updating my code, updating my application bits so that I could, or not my code, but, you know, my tools. But this is how it goes when you're first getting everything running on a new computer. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's taking as long as I thought it was going to take. I just got to wait for it. Oh, boy. What can I do in the meantime? I guess I could work on the... Thing is, if I lay out the SQL database... Yeah, I don't have any money, man. Sorry. I'm broke. I'm poor. I'm a poor person. I'm an out of work developer. So yeah, I don't have that. Plus, I'm not that concerned about creating art for my stream. I go with the low budget appearance. Mostly again because I'm poor, but I just try to make it functional. If it's functional and I get a few people to come by and say hi, it's working for me. One of these days I'll do some updates on it, but it's just not the high priority, man. It's more about the content for me. I just like to do stuff, make it look pretty. It's just not it, man. But good luck. I'm finding other streamers who are in need of that stuff. Hopefully it'll work out for you. We're almost there. 99%. 99.3%. 5%. 99.972%. I keep thinking it's flickering, but it's either just flicking and staying there, or it's actually changing. Hey, it's done. Holy moly. Oh, is it done, or is that just the download? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, so it's done. I should probably get rid of this. Why is this even here? Why did it install 2019? Remove that. At some point, maybe I'll add it. I mean, really, my Discord is right underneath my chat, so, or right underneath my stream. There's a link down there. So if you really want it, you're free to join it. But it's just not that I'm going to be using any custom art features right now. Sorry. Why do I available community 2022 preview? Why would I take that? I don't know. Okay, so that's done. Let's see if I can get. Let's see what happens if I load this back up. I'm not actually fully sure what it was complaining about. It's like it won't let me update 8. Says it's not. Is there like a new version of Visual Studio? Is there a 2024 yet? I mean, when was the last time Visual Studio was updated? 2022? I mean, are we really 2 years out from the last Visual Studio update? And I said I don't know what the let's see if it complains about the. See, I was looking at this GitHub Copilot, which is probably a lot like ChatGPT or anything else, but the GitHub Copilot it's not free. I thought maybe you'd get limited use free, but you don't even get that. You get nada, nothing, zilch. See, Christina, I don't even want to pay for my development tools. that's how significant my the stress on my financial situation is right now. So I'm certainly not going to be buying artwork if I can't even afford to keep to buy the latest and greatest tools to help me do better on my job or on my coding. All right, I got both of them up and running now. So all I need to do is implement. That's all I got to do. Just implement. I do need to download. I should probably go on my VS Code and download another React app I have that actually showed me. Actually, I have 2 apps now that I've actually connected the AMG authorized to, so I know it works. But I still can't remember what I did exactly. So I got to do something similar for this to attach it so that I could start providing UI. I mean, really, I want my API for this application to do something similar, because I have to use these migrations, and I want to do a migration setup for my football simulator API. So that is what I'm working on. How do I get a simulation for my? I wonder if I should just open yet another Visual Studio. I'm gonna tap out my. Actually, I could probably put them all in AMG authorized, but I wish I could add a project, but I'm guessing I can't add. I must not be able to add a different coded project on here. Can I add a new project to this? Add new project. Pretty sure it's not going to let me do this, but we're going to try. Where can we go? Recent project templates. Net Maui app. What is that? Blazor hybrid. Class library. Let's look up. Project template for creating RESTful web API using ASP.NET Core controllers or minimal APIs with optional support for open API and authentication. I think that's what I want. I don't know. What is AOT? Application. What is AOT? What is API native AOT? Building your app as native AOT produces an app that's self-contained and that has been ahead of time, compiles to native code. Native AOT apps are faster startup time and smaller memory footprint. Publishing your app as native AOT produces an app that's self-contained and that has been ahead of time compiled to native code. Native AOT apps have faster startup time and smaller memory footprints. These apps can run on machines that don't have the .NET runtime installed. The benefit of native AOT is most significant for workloads with a high number of deployed instances such as cloud infrastructure and hyperscale services. .NET 8 adds ASP.NET Core support for native AOT. The native AOT deployment model uses a ahead-of-time compiler to compile in line to native code as of the time of publish. Native AOT apps don't use a just-in-time compiler when application runs. Native AOT apps can run in restricted environments where a JIT isn't allowed. Native AOT application targets specify, I think I need to do that. I need to create a native AOT API. That sounds like I'm more likely to need that. We're going to call this PFFM API. I wonder if I should call it something more specific. Do I need to break it down to some other thing? Because I have a feeling I'm going to need more than one API. But, do I? How complex do I want my API to be? PFFM. You know what I think I want to do? Because I may have two APIs. I think I'm going to create one for the streamer features and one for the game features. PFFM game API. And we'll just go with that. And we'll put that in there. Let's put that under the Pulsin. All right, let's just stick with that. I think it's okay. It's a different app. Do not use top-level statements and lists in .NET 8. Okay. What does it stand for again? Ahead of time compiled. Okay. And then we need to also create another API. Add file, open, nope, not open, new. Right, add new project. We're going to do the same thing. API. Do the same thing. Next. This one's going to be called PFFM Streamer API. Alright. This one's going to provide like all of the streamer interactivity, endpoints that are related to calling a game, setting up streamer instances, all that kind of stuff. And it'll handle them individually. Now, the game API may actually just be all the functionality of a game, but maybe I'll need to have user API which will actually allow for the user instances that are allowed on each individual mobile platform. So their instances will be handled individually as its own structured setup, where it calls the game API to get all of the feedback that it needs. Both of these will be working off the game API, but I may have all of the user instance stuff defined as separate objects, so that they can maybe they'll track and control all of the individual instances. Because the streamer API is going to be, there may be 3 streamers using it at any one time, or 2 streamers. Either way, it should be able to track that streamer information, and I want to have that be like separate, and then it'll call the game API to get functionality for their individual stream. So this is going to be like a manager of what the streamer functions will be, and then they'll have a user API, which will be the API that handles all of the user instance portions. Again, individual, it's going to be able to manage and deal with the individual parts of the API as it creates multiple instances. Rather than having my game API trying to manage all of those things, it just manages the functionality, and when it's called, or certain commands or certain tracks it needs to do, they're probably all going to feed off the same database. I don't think I'm going to create multiple databases for that, but that's just my current plan. We'll go with that if things change in the future. But I gotta make it as flexible and compartmentalized as possible. Blah. Nothing like continuing trying to come up with new words. Okay, so as of the moment, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to stop. I appreciate everybody who stopped by, said hi. I am going to go take a quick break, maybe get some food, and I will return to this at some point this evening, at least for a little bit. Till then,